show today is no exception to some of the great work that I've done in the past.
Univocal voice.
Are there female rabbis?
That last one was for you, Vish.
I'm gonna rage quit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't do that.
Close the tab.
No. Be nice. It's good. Just channel your inner Rabbi Chana. So.
I should rage quit then.
Oh yeah, that's probably maybe that's maybe that was not sage advice. So Hey everyone, it's Saturday night and I'm back from my holidays. Even though this is like I didn't miss a Saturday night show, and Vish is also back from Dragon Con. So and the Weasels are not working for some reason, so it's
yeah.
like, you know,
today.
Did you actually not work at all today? Because you were like,
yeah, no.
You didn't.
No, I just got up, so like I just slept for like 4 hours. I might go to work after this, but but no, I haven't been at work in over 24 hours now, so
wow,
it does happen occasionally.
That's wild. Wow. You did some light reading instead.
I did, yes. I got my copy. I got my copy of
Look
your
at that.
book.
It's even
squeaks.
open. It's
Yeah, I've been reading it. I'm on okay, no, I'm not on page 470. I'm on page like 48 or something. I just started chapter 2. So
that's
yeah.
Yes.
I'm
That's
on page
exciting.
50. There we go.
Yay.
Yeah.
It takes me a while to read books
Yeah.
that
Me
are like
too.
more academic or historically based, or even like
okay.
that have political analysis, because I write annotations and notes in the margins and stuff. Like I can't not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So, and because Nitty was not feeling well, this evening, and because Vish has not been on this show before, here she is. So yay, because you know it's a fun racket that people should get in on. It's a good time. It's a crazy train. We do different things in these parts at this time. Although it's not dark yet.
Yep.
But
Not quite.
yeah, 'cause all of us. That's wild. See, this is the other weird thing is that all of us are on the Pacific Coast.
Yep.
I mean,
West
this is
West Coast, baby.
it's the best coast. You got it. So yeah. So here we are. And if for those who are unfamiliar, this is the show that is just 100% ripped off from Maya Atkinson's Bad Science Sundays. I even stole the initials and we watch videos that usually now, although Nitty does it too, usually videos that Maya or Nitty picks that are like they're like the B grade stuff that don't quite make it onto on the Bad Science Sunday, and they're also they've got more Bible in them, and those crazy videos are easy to find apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, so today is no exception. But before we do that, I thought it was important to share something that I learned yesterday from this blogger. Oh no, I'm going to continue reading. There we go. From this blogger here, maybe you've heard of him, Dr. Richard Carrier. And should I can I make that bigger? Can I embiggen it?
Do you want to?
Command plus, I believe.
Is it beginning? It
Yeah.
It is in
Yeah.
beginnings.
There we go. So I'm just doing that with my trackpad. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy. Vandy, do you know about Dr. Richard C. Carrier?
I think I read most of one of his books one
wow.
time
Okay.
before I like properly learned. So yeah, he's a character.
He's a character. Actually, if you asked him, he would probably say this.
What would you say your biggest accomplishment is? What field? I'm one of those rare sorts of people that has, say multi. I'm a polymath. I'm a polymath.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Richard Carrier wrote a book called "On the Historicity of Jesus," where he attempted to develop a model for the non-existence for of an actual Jesus and the invention of Christianity out of mythology. And that was 10 years ago, and the Academy didn't really buy it. They said, yeah, this doesn't really work. It's not very good. So now he's written another book called The Obsolete Paradigm of a Historical Jesus. And it's all about what's wrong with scholarship and why they don't agree with him. So this was first brought to my attention by Simone over at the Milwaukee Atheist Discord, and then I think Chrissy sent it to you, right, Vish?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a wild blog post, and I'm going to read part of it to you here, just because it's honestly that unbelievable. That's right. My new book, Years in the Making, is currently being printed and now available for pre-orders. The Obsolete Paradigm of a Historical Jesus. This is the formal academic sequel to On the Historicity of Jesus, and the official description that I wrote is spot on. More than a decade has passed since peer-reviewed studies began questioning the historical existence of Jesus. This study surveys what has happened since and how biblical studies has continued moving toward that conclusion, even while attempting to avoid it. By exploring newly published takes on Docetism, the aims and sources of the Gospels, the interpretation of the epistles, and the logic of historical reasoning, the old paradigm of biblical studies is here argued to be obsolete. Too much work is being built on the assumption that Jesus existed and that something about him can be recovered. And this is leading scholars to false conclusions about Christianity and its origins. Historians need to rethink their entire paradigm and begin studying the Bible anew on the assumption that there was no such Jesus to recover. It is here shown how that approach will produce important new knowledge of early Christian history and the interpretation of the New Testament. Yes, Vish. Yes.
Do scholars assume Jesus existed?
No.
Hmm.
No, they actually do not assume such a thing. So, yeah. It gets better, though, I promise. This is a formal academic study with extensive citations and advanced discussion of the state of the field of what has and hasn't been argued on the subject since OHJ was published in 2014. And Raphael Lataster published his corroborating study in 2019. By the way, do you guys know about Raphael Lataster?
No. I just think it's funny that peers in the field, okay, experts in this field,
Yes.
continually reject Carrier's methodology and conclusions.
Yes.
And instead of
Yes.
going, people who know what the hell they're talking about aren't buying it. Maybe I should like regroup and look at this again. He just gets real mad about it and
Mhm.
starts whining, and then just goes to the general public who's not qualified to push
It's true.
back or
Yes.
question his methodology. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, that's usually the mark of pseudoscientists and
I-
pseudo historians.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Now, we in this second part, and this is really what I wanted to talk about here. And Vandy, you're a scientist.
Yeah,
Um,
and I've already I read ahead.
Oh no! I'm very interested. I'm
Okay.
very interested
Can I
to
read
hear
this?
some.
Please read this.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
May I please?
You go ahead, Vish.
Okay. The shocking scandal. OP did undergo a full peer review at a real biblical studies press, but scandalously, the reviewers did not take it seriously, but only childishly slandered the book. When asked to identify any specific error of fact in it, they could deduce none. Instead, it was rejected solely on the grounds that it does not make a unique, original contribution to the field of biblical studies, which will help advance the discipline and will not be interesting for readers within the discipline and does not engage with the field/discipline. When you read it, you will be shocked at how resoundingly false all three of those accusations are, as Obsolete Paradigm does nothing but all three of those things. It is a serious work, thoroughly referenced and tightly
Argued.
full of new findings and results. It thoroughly engages with all relevant arguments and publications of the field for the last 10 years. And it is essential reading to anyone within the discipline. In fact, their desire to avoid it with slander and fake charges precisely demonstrates its importance. The whole argument of the book is that the field is trying to hide from these findings and make them go away. The reviewers themselves ironically demonstrated the book's entire thesis is correct.
It's a meta text, you guys. It's a meta text. The book
Just coming against it, saying that it doesn't meet standards is actually proving that it meets the standards. So, in reverse.
This is so Vandy, in your experience as a scientist, as someone who has done research and written proposals and undergone peer review,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's. I've never seen that type of criticism. I've had journals articles rejected from certain journals before, and
you didn't think to shun the reviewers for just
They're not real scholars.
right.
I did not. In fact,
You didn't run to your blog.
I did not. I did not run
Hang
to my
on.
blog
I
and
need an angry blog about this.
Like, if you can't, did he go to one place to get it published, and then because they didn't publish it, it's like upset because
I have
there's more than one, right?
Yes, and I have questions. I have many questions about this, and this is one of them, because I think I don't know. This is just me reading the tea leaves, reading between the lines here. For a few years now, he has been talking about a revised, updated version of OHJ.
Mm-hmm.
These scholarly reviewers with their facts and standards of evidence and research. Oh, so
Fake.
so he's been talking about this for a few years now, and I believe I remember him saying just like 7-8 months ago that this updated revised version was basically done and ready to go to
that would make sense given the timeline he describes. But,
right? Yeah,
because he says in the next paragraph that
This is the part that
reading
I wanted
ahead,
to read.
dude.
Yeah,
You're reading ahead.
yeah.
I want to read like the next sentence.
Okay.
This is so
All right,
good.
so
this is the
it's
part
so
that had me
good.
rolling.
Yes. All right. Let's continue to roll.
The scholars rejected it. The peers rejected it, which obviously proves
So
this is
do you
entirely
wanna-
correct and necessary. Yeah, let me
Yes.
just read for context. The whole argument of the book is that the field is trying to hide from these findings and make them go away. The reviewers themselves ironically demonstrated that the book's entire thesis is correct. This means that OP actually passed peer review.
Peer review.
Actually, it
I-
passed peer review.
By failing
Because
peer review, it
It
passed
actually passed
peer review.
Because with respect to any real peer review, as in a full fact check for error or misstatement, obsolete paradigm passed. No specific error or misstatement in it was found, and the reviewers took 6 months to make sure. Instead, they had only blatantly Christian propagandist dismissals of the contents of the book to offer, and gave entirely bogus reasons not to publish it. And you can confirm this for yourselves by reading the book and seeing how absurd their claims are. That's not poisoning the well at all. And thus, how desperate biblical historians are to avoid all of this. Yes, you lay folks who don't have the methodology and the background and the history and the knowledge of the text, you go read it and decide for yourselves that these experts don't know what they're talking about. So now that it's survived a complete fact-checked by 2 hostile peer reviewers who could challenge no facts nor find any fallacies in it, I've published it with Pitchstone.
Oh, so I should say something before you continue, Vish. I should say something about Pitchstone Press. They have they have some of the following titles on their catalog: Psychedelic Injustice, How Identity Politics Poisons the Psychedelic Renaissance, She, Him, Us, A Psychiatrist's Search for Her Daughter in the Transgender Sea.
I'm gonna go jump off the roof.
The Intellectual Dark Web, A History and Possible Future.
Oh my God.
How Gender Studies Broke the University.
Wow.
So, yes, they're
Angry white guys and possibly women bitching about the fact that people's genders don't fit their rigid conservative boxes. Cry about it. Cope. Seethe. Maul. No one asked.
So he did get some endorsements. He got one from Richard Miller, who is legitimately a New Testament scholar. He got one from Aaron Adair, who's
Aaron
a
Adair.
very nice guy.
Aaron.
Yeah.
My friend, my man, homie. Please get off this clown car. Please, Aaron, I'm begging you. It's not going to end well. This isn't going to hold up after like 5 more minutes. Just don't.
I think Aaron is actually in or similarly related to your field, Vandy, of astrophysics or astrology or one of those
literally
ones, right?
does like from hard science. He's got his head mostly on straight. And Aaron, we could go out for noodles. We can
Yes!
talk about this. You do not have to ride this clown car. Seriously.
He doesn't have to.
Aaron.
He doesn't have to. So
Let's
he
just
got
talk
a
about
he
Star
got
Trek and
a
eat noodles, man.
he got an endorsement from Aaron, and from Evan Fales, who's a philosopher. And here, he has an appeal. And chat, if you're listening, please make sure.
Okay.
Yes.
If you are an expert in this field,
Talking
and
to you,
read the
chat.
book, not those fake experts. If you're an expert in the field, all of which have soundly rejected this argument, by the way, and you read the book and agree it's full of new and important findings and thoroughly engages all the relevant scholarship and is essential reading on its subject, I would encourage you to add to these endorsements to overcome the attempt by the industry to suppress the results. Its results, and thus balance out the secret bias of pro-Christian peer review. How is it an attempt to suppress the results with public reviews if it's a secret bias?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
If they publicly do not publish your work and reject your conclusions, how is that secret? Also, what industry?
Right.
What industry? What are you talking about?
This is the Academy. So
Oh my God.
yes, but post them in the comments below. So
Okay.
those of you qualified experts in my chat who agree with your full chest with Dr. Carrier's work here in this new book that I guess you would have to buy first and read, and make sure you leave a nice comment on his blog post so that he can.
Do you think he would give you a review copy without you having to pay for it, or do you think he requires the
Are you
money
kidding?
first?
I bet he requires it. So
that's definitely not trying to play into the whole sunk cost thing at all.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
spent
honestly,
money on this
I have
thing.
no
Better
idea.
give it a good review. But then
Right.
again, people leave angry reviews on stuff they bought, so who knows?
Yeah. The anti-mediocre white man
Mediocre
machine.
white man machine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's true. So
Things are changing and new and different, and I don't understand them. Cry about it.
yeah, so I thought that was fun. I gotta say, I never thought, and I bet Vandy, you never thought you would see the day when a PhD scholar promoted, pontificated, threw out there, I passed peer review by not passing peer review.
I mean, the audacity.
The audacity. Yes.
Like, I want to read. I want to read those the reviews, the peer reviews.
I know. I really
are those available or
no? That's
okay.
Always, that's always very private. Yeah, confidential stuff. Sadly, maybe those reviewers will get so irritated that they'll actually
I'm
publish.
surprised. Well, actually, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that Carrier isn't publishing what they said about his work, because I bet it's so scathing that it just humiliates him, and he's mad about it.
Yes, probably.
But I mean, hey, prove me wrong.
Listen, I was starting to go into a little bit of my theory of what I think is happening here. I think that he submitted his manuscript, his revised and updated version, to the publisher, which was Sheffield Phoenix. And my guess is that they said, no, man, we can't publish this. And that's what this is. This became then a maybe I should write a book review. Oh, yes.
Do it.
Perhaps. Yes.
I would go
Maren.
out of my way to come to SBL AAR if you did that.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So yeah, but my guess is it ended up at Pitchstone because the publisher, the original publisher of On the Historicity of Jesus by Richard Carrier, looked at the revised version and said, "No, we're not doing this again." So,
But no, it's a
Wow.
conspiracy by the industry. The pro-Christian academics who definitely have that kind of power.
they're all just a bunch of closet crypto. I've heard the term crypto
Christians. Okay, yeah, that's a
before.
thing. That's definitely a
All
thing
my-
that exists.
All my Jewish, my observant Jewish friends in the field, just a bunch of crypto Christians. That's just it, right? So, yes. Well, that was fun. We do have a super chat right away from Volcano. Truth or Tad?
Good. Good. Canadian volcanoes. I love this.
Okay. Opal Cone, Cinder Cone, Mount Garibaldi, Mount Price, Columnar Peak, Glacier Pikes, Round Mountain, Black Tusk, Clinker Peak, Atwell Peak, and Dalton Dome. Thank you, Volcano, Truth or Tad, for the generous super chat and for for helping to continue my my ongoing education. It's useful. I appreciate it. Are those pointy ones? Are they all pointy?
Shield volcanoes are famously not pointy.
See, I like the pointy ones.
Yeah.
Cone volcanoes are cool, but those are not the only type.
Well, I just I live across the street. It's that way, right? South. Yes, I live across the street from fucking Mount Baker, and it's pointy, and that's what feels right. So, yeah.
Well, you're welcome to complain with the core of the earth.
So, Dapper, true to his word, has already started to organize a Canadian volcano stream. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yay!
With Landon and with Chesh. I was talking to Maddie earlier today, and she's pretty determined to crash that stream somehow. Too.
Excellent.
So
Good.
I think it's gonna be fun. I'm going to love it.
Yeah, I would say not just because of the caliber of his scholarship, but also because he's a sex pest, which is not in question. So
no,
unpleasant person.
Unpleasant people get disinvited from places. So all right, we have a video. And I have to put it up, don't I? Because I have control. Do you want to?
I know
do you want
this
to make
face.
Do you want to make it full screen? Yeah, great.
This is I will.
Aliens.
This is our friend Greg Braden. Is it Braden?
I think it's Braden.
Official with this guy's almost got 1 million subscribers. Then this video has almost 60,000 views. Why are these people?
2 weeks.
A Gaia original, of course.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's Gaia. So.
Yeah, this guy's on 8 aliens a lot.
He just the part we're gonna watch is not with this guy. It's with
it's that guy.
Look, George
Nori,
guys. Fucking here, all right.
Well, you told me a specific time, and I went to the specific time.
Yep.
So
the angels.
But I guess it's this guy. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm George Nori, and we have a very special guest for you today, Dr. Ken Hansen. He's a professor, of course, and heads up Treasures
I
in
know
Time,
this has nothing
which really
to do with anything, but it's funny to me that George Nori has a really fancy pocket square, but is wearing just a polo shirt.
I did not notice. He does.
Yeah.
Or just an unbuttoned dress shirt. Like,
Yeah.
guys go with pocket squares. That's kind of how that works.
He's
Yup.
even got it.
Okay,
He's
whatever.
got it properly folded and
Yeah.
it's very wow, George. That is a choice. Very nice. Well done.
Hansen. He's a professor, of course, and heads up Treasures in
course.
Time, which really deals with biblical prophecy and incredible things that he has been
Ken
researching.
Hansen, Judaica
He's a
scholar.
Judaica scholar.
Judaica scholar.
Yes.
Judaica, as
It's
in
a set of words.
ritual items.
It is actually a word. I don't know.
I use it.
Yes. So I mean, Vandy was asking. So but I don't know that. I don't know that anybody actually describes themselves as a Judaica scholar. I've never heard that before.
Judaica is like right up here. You see that shofar? That's
Yeah.
Judaica. Over here,
Yeah.
that's some prayer shawls. That's Judaica. I don't know people that would describe their scholarly expertise in that, but okay.
Ken,
All
welcome.
right.
It's good to see you in the flesh again.
Good to be here in the flesh again, George.
Tell me about one of the greatest discoveries, I think, of all time, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
My goodness.
You know
listen,
something about that.
I do, and I am not going to dispute that claim.
Yeah, that's fair. There's something about this guy
Pretty
that just
badass
feels off.
discovery.
Doesn't
This guy
it?
gives me the creeps.
Is it the OP haircut and the
Yeah.
is it
It's-
the enthusiasm?
He gives a vibe.
Yeah.
Eyes with
I-
a mustache. It's just a really uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Like he doesn't have the eyes to go with that mustache. It's
The greatest discoveries happen when you least expect them.
That's right.
And you
Oh my
don't
god.
I
How trial.
need sensationalism, I always say, to find the sensational. Sensational is all
How
around us. Just
dare
have to
you
open.
insult Vincent Price like that? Oh no.
oh man, he's staring into my soul.
He is.
Oh, yes,
I feel like
it-
he's
that-
going to aggressively sell me a vacuum.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Team of Willem Dafoe. Oh man.
Open your eyes. Out of the blue, in the middle of the 20th century, just around the formation or the vote on the state of Israel, the same year, we
that felt like a dog whistle or like a setup for later dog whistles. I don't know what it was, but it was weird.
That they were discovered right around the time of maybe back it up a bit. I was laughing too much at the Electrolux comment from
Yeah.
have to open your eyes. Out of the blue, in the middle of the 20th century, just around the formation or the vote on the state of Israel, the same year, we've got an Arab shepherd lad by the name of Muhammad. Ad-Dib is his name.
In a cave, goes in a cave.
He's searching around for a lost goat and goes into a cave and finds
that's
this.
not the cave, by the way. This is
I
cave 4.
gotta say, given of all of the animals that might end up in a cave, a goat maybe could get in there. I don't know that the shepherd boy would have a great time getting in there, but
Yeah.
So this is
Ghosts don't obey the laws of physics.
no, they do not. That's true. So this is not the cave. This is cave 4. And
Okay.
where this is actually where the picture is taken from, the site, the ruins of Qumran are literally like right here.
like if you just
So,
rotate it,
Yeah, if you just turn and look,
Yeah.
they're just right there, right? So that's not and this is quibbling, I know, but these things, I mean, these are the things that I noticed. You can see, like, it's a very difficult cave to access. You can see that on top there's like a hole that you can hop
Like
down
this one?
through.
Yeah.
Into the
Okay.
interior. So cave 4 is like, if let's say there's 1,000 manuscripts, which is a pretty good ballpark figure for how many actual individual scrolls there are among the Dead Sea Scrolls. Literally half of that number, over 500 of them, were found in this cave, in cave 4. So it was the mother lode. It's a
Smells whole.
hole. Hey, did you guys know that there's a TV show about Mel's Hole?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
I
good
don't think I did.
too. It's what's it called? Do you know what it's called, Vish? The outer.
Well, this
something.
person's username explains why I'm not going to be able to tell you that.
There we go. Because we, bro, got it.
Yeah.
Both my co-hosts are high, which is fine.
Or at least well on their way.
On their way. Okay. So he's telling the story of the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in Cave 1.
Okay.
Whole series of earthenware jars leaning up against the cave wall in the inner darkened recesses, and discovers the first of, he doesn't know what they are. He pulls out a series of wadded up old leathery parchments. He can't read them. He speaks Arabic. He doesn't know Hebrew.
And they're put in little containers?
They're in jars, in clay jars.
I know that what he's getting at, but I will say this. Being that Arabic and modern Hebrew are cognates, and modern Hebrew was explicitly revived as a spoken language using Arabic to help like construct some of its verbs and nouns and stuff. He wouldn't be able to read the scrolls necessarily, but like saying he doesn't speak Hebrew is it's a little bit of a stretch there.
He was also a member of the Syrian Orthodox Church, which means that that he probably knew some Syriac as well, which is very, very closely related to Hebrew. It's a form of Aramaic.
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, the fact that someone's Arab, it just means that their first spoken language, their primary spoken language, is Arabic. It doesn't have anything to do with their religion. There are Arab Christians, there are Arab Jews, there are Arab Muslims, there are lots of different religious identities within that. It just refers to the language that you speak. So, whatever.
Okay, but like if I found an English text from 2,000 years ago, I would not be able to read it.
I mean, if you found one from like 800 years ago, you might not be able to read it.
Exactly.
Right?
So like, it's the idea that you would even that would even be is like weird to me.
but importantly, I mean, modern Hebrew is it's like a reconstructed language, right? And it's reconstructed from like the stuff that was being written thousands of years ago. So it's actually like that's one of the things, right? Like, is if you can read modern Hebrew, you can read ancient Hebrew pretty much.
And that's another thing is like Hebrew never ceased to be used as a language. It's just that its usage was primarily restricted to liturgical text and like theological writings, and it wasn't really absorbing a lot of new vocabulary. So that's why a lot of people go, it's a dead language. Blah, 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 blah. It just wasn't the language people conversationally spoke primarily from childhood. And it was still being used. It wasn't like never a thing and we don't know anything about it. No, and like when we say the revival, it's just that we needed more vocabulary to like let it be a spoken language in the modern world. So
I like to tell people that when I was learning the very first year that I was learning Hebrew, at Christmas time, I got like a Toblerone bar from someone, and I was looking at the ingredients. I was like, oh wow, cool. There's like a Hebrew ingredients list, and I was looking at it, trying to figure out what some of the words were, and I was like stuck on what was it? It was like Kandi Nougat. What the what
Nice.
the fuck is that?
I love that.
I just So it's like the Hebrew University, right? Is the Abrit Universitat, I think, in Hebrew. Like it's just university written with Hebrew letters.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of these imported words, but
uncannily preserved for 2,000 years. And he discovers the first of this entire library.
Yes, uncannily.
Some of them weren't so uncannily preserved, but okay.
I mean,
Some were like falling apart, but all right, it's fine.
But yeah, it turns out that certain climates, if you just sort of leave stuff in a jar,
It's really dry.
It's very dry and dark. Dark is good, right?
Yeah, that's another big one. The sun will absolutely disintegrate things over time.
This is actually happening, right? I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but like just from the time of the discovery of the scrolls until now, there's an alarming amount of deterioration because we're looking at and it's just from being poked around at, and a lot of it is from light and changes in humidity and air conditions, and it doesn't help either that like the IAA has been flying them around the world
all over the place for there's a
exhibits.
Exhibition here somewhat
the Ronald Reagan Library, right? Yeah. So, and I mean, it's super exciting. I've been to Dead Sea Scrolls exhibits. It's cool to be able to see them. When you go to one, it's dark, and they'll have the text on display, but then they'll usually have like intermittent light, like the light is not on the showcase the whole time. It'll turn on for a few seconds and then it'll turn off, just because they are literally falling apart in front of our eyes. So
this is one of those things where I think it would be advisable to make facsimiles that you're going to take on tour and then preserve the originals because they're falling apart. So
I have a story about that, but one that I cannot tell publicly.
From the days of Jesus and John the Baptist and Herod the Great and the Romans and this whole cast of characters, and they're 90% of them in Hebrew. Hebrew, which is what brings me.
Oh, what's this one? Been lurking and listening, but have a question. If you learn ancient Hebrew, can you read modern Hebrew? Would it help in learning Arabic? You can read a little bit of modern Hebrew. The problem is that what I mean, there's a lot of additional words in modern Hebrew that aren't part of ancient Hebrew, and then much of the grammar has been contemporized to be to function more more like written languages do today than they did in antiquity. So there's a lot of the conventions insofar as like the verbal stems are concerned and sentence structure and things like that don't actually apply. So it takes a little bit of work, but it's pretty different. It's easier going the other way. But and would it help in? Yes, it would help in learning.
Yes,
Arabic.
it will help in learning Arabic. It absolutely will, because they are both Semitic languages.
Yep.
And you'll learn very quickly that if you take like Hebrew roots and kind of cut out a lot of the vowels, then you end up with the Arabic equivalent. So Eved, or it's not Ebed, it's Eved. If you kind of drill that one down, you get abd, which is the cognate for servant or slave in Arabic. So, yeah. Yay, language families.
Me into the mix.
Right.
Hebrew hasn't changed in 2,000, even 3,000 years. I look at that Isaiah seal.
Wow.
What?
Okay. So now, that's all wrong. As we just talked about with and modern Hebrew, right, is like a reconstructed language on the basis of these ancient languages. But even even in the time of like the medieval period, when they were starting to write down the Mishnah and the Palestinian and the Babylonian Talmud, there's some pretty significant changes to the language compared to stuff that they were writing in the Second Temple period. And then there's some pretty significant changes in the stuff that they were writing in the Second Temple period compared to the stuff that they were writing, in the early Iron Age, some of our earliest Hebrew texts. So that's fun.
Yeah, it didn't
As a
change.
Caius-
That's why, modern Hebrew has a word for computer.
Yeah.
Hebrew doesn't, just saying.
Right. Yes.
Or microwave. Yeah, definitely hasn't changed in 3,000 years.
Seal, I can read that because this is the same language that we speak in Israel today.
Yeah.
So I
And you
get
know
up and
that.
close and personal with the Dead Sea Scrolls, and we're good friends, the Scrolls and I. This is Hebrew, and by the way, I think
Dude,
Jesus
I was
spoke.
literally reading it last night, and you have to actively make your brain switch back and forth between their spelling conventions at the Qumran community and the conventions of spelling in basically every other Hebrew literate textual community. Because they don't spell like suffixes the same. If it's giving like the second person single thing, like your glory, like your something, it spells that ending differently. It doesn't use the final kaf with the like vowel marking under it. It will use kaf and then a hey to indicate that. When it spells words like kol, it will frequently use a vav to indicate what later Masoretes would just use as a vowel marking. So it's like you have to switch back and forth. I'm so glad I took an edible before this because I would be so like wow.
Everything you're describing sounds complicated and hard, and I don't understand any of it.
When you're reading it, it's not a big deal. Because when you hear people speaking it, you're like, oh yeah, no, that's not a problem. You're just looking at a slightly different way to spell it, which is a little weird, but it's like, to me, it's a little easier to get through than the Masoretic in some cases, because they give you a definite, like, here's how we would have pronounced this. We showed you a letter to indicate that instead of like adding vowel pointings.
I like this one, Vish, from Volcano, Truth or Tad.
Number which.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Guten Tag, Volcano.
But I think
Volcano,
actually we do have a couple on that note, because he did send another one. We do have a couple.
Oh, that's right.
Of super chats. My man out here trying to sell me the sofa. And one from Claude Simeon is so glad that Vish joined the Saturday night debauchery. Me too. It's
Indeed
fun.
I'm unleashed already. Like
that's right. You are. You got
being
unleashed
mean
this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm already being mean. So I'm
my
just
God.
whatever.
Look at now. This is kind of a terrifying face. Oh, my vacuum cleaner. That's
it's
so
just
blunt.
the particular shade of blue that his eyes are. It's a little too pale, and it's very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I also can't decide. Like this is like a shade of pink, right? This shirt.
I
mean, it's just it's a weird sort of like monochromatic, like he's kind of gingery looking.
Yeah.
He's really charcoaly dark coat, and it's just it feels unbalanced to me, but whatever.
Melly points out he has a
Disco ball tie. It does look pretty cool though.
Yeah.
He's cool.
It does.
I think he should have picked
But then-
something with more contrast with the shirt color, but I mean, whatever. That's his choice.
Not just Aramaic. I think he spoke Hebrew too, and I think he taught in it. And why?
Oh,
in
are we
Illumination-
talking about Jesus? Hold on.
Get
What?
up and
He's talking
close
about
and
Jesus. We
personal.
gotta back this up. No, wait.
Okay, he's talking about here about how he's close friends with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Dead Sea
First,
Scrolls, and
yes.
oh yeah, we're good friends, the Scrolls and I. This is Hebrew, and by the way, I think Jesus spoke not just Aramaic. I think he spoke Hebrew too, and I think he taught in it. And why?
I don't think that's a massive claim to make, because if you're reading from the scrolls in like a synagogue, they're written
Yeah.
in Hebrew. So yeah, he probably knew Hebrew.
What does he mean that he taught in Hebrew, though?
That's just headcanon. I mean, if Aramaic was the language, the lingua franca, then okay, but why would he teach in Hebrew if most people weren't using that as their daily language? That's just an
Right.
open question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Lil, I am
Good friends.
I'm like roommates
and they were
the-
roommates.
with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
And they
Flatmates,
were roommates.
as they say.
No wonder
And,
they're deteriorating.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I think this is a good. This is a charitable interpretation.
Very
of Hebrew
charitable,
post-scripture.
yes.
Okay, you know what? That's good. I'll roll with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it could be like how Catholic Mass is sometimes given in Latin or something. Maybe that's like what they mean.
Could be.
an illumination on this entire period that gave us Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Well, I did my doctorate
I
actually
mean,
in
it gave
the
us
same
rabbinic
period?
Judaism. I don't think it gave us Judaism, but okay.
I feel like Judaism was already around, right?
It
Yeah.
was in a
Yeah.
different form, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forms.
gave
True
us
forms,
Judaism,
thank you.
Christianity, Islam. Well, I did my
Volcano,
doctorate
truth or
actually
fad?
in
So
Dead Sea Scrolls.
so Eloi Eloi lama sabachthani. That's Aramaic for my God, why have you forsaken me? That's the famous.
And he had to translate it because the readers of that text were Greek speaking.
Right, it's true.
So
And I have I continue to think, and I know I'm a fucking dinosaur when it comes to this kind of
you
stuff,
are
but
not
I
a
continue.
dinosaur.
It's true. That
You're a
okay.
mammal.
So that's fair. I'm a fucking boomer when it comes to this kind of stuff. Is that fair? But I think that the Aramaisms in the Gospels are probably more indicative of like a real historical realia situations, oracular situations in which teachings of Jesus or stories about Jesus that were very, very popular by this point in time just became like encoded in Aramaic to the point that they became common expressions among lots of the even Greek-speaking Christians.
Don't see any real problems with that. Find it plausible. So
Some Christianity, Islam. Well, I did
yeah,
my
Islam
doctorate
was
actually in
several centuries out. But okay,
Yeah.
dude,
Quite a few, right?
a lot.
Like it's sort of easy to, especially when, I mean, you tend to when you do this kind of work in manuscripts and history, it's easy to go, well, like within this 100-year period, that feels like a short span of time.
Yeah, even though it's like, no, we're probably I'm not going to live 100
fucking
years.
right? Think about
Yeah.
what was going on 100 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
A lot.
And
That's a
how
long time.
different. Yes, it's a long time. 500 years ago, right?
A totally different era.
This is something that I run into a lot when I'm doing my genealogy work. By the way, I'm open for clients. Is you look at the paleography of the text that you're studying, the handwriting changes, the spelling changes, the actual form of the letters changes. And I go back to like the early colonial period and the medieval period. Spanish is almost impossible to read if you don't understand all of the shorthand and all of the different spelling conventions and things like that. It just looks like swirly, like wingdings. So the idea that like, oh, it's only 100 years, like that's a lot. I could look in a manuscript from any period in like colonial Mexico from like the 1500s up to like 1920, and I could tell you when that scribe was trained just by looking at the like forms of the letters and how they're writing the cursive, because it has very distinct like periods.
Yeah.
So
you know, it's very much. I'm always reminded when I hear stuff like this of like Christian apologists especially like to talk when they talk about gospel authorship and when they talk about the manuscripts. You know, we have a tiny little sliver of a handful of manuscripts from the 2nd century, and they like to go, "Oh my God, it's from this manuscript of John dates to 150. That's only
Exactly.
like, literally people's great grandkids would barely be alive. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. It's not the flex they think it is.
No, it's not.
There's so much cool shorthand. It's not just saving ink and paper, it's saving their hands, because like I do calligraphy as well. If you spend all day handwriting stuff, you're not spelling it all out. You are not writing that stuff longhand. There is no freaking way.
By the way, Maya says I am a Gen X boomer.
Yeah, it's because boomers' a state of mind when it comes to technology.
Wait, what does that mean? That I have a boomer's state of mind? Is that what that means?
In some respects, yes. Like, we know you're solidly Gen X, like solidly, but there are some boomer tendencies. It's like there's some overlap between millennial and Gen X tendencies. Like, I have exennial tendencies, I admit it.
Okay, fine.
Dead Sea Scroll research, and this continues to be the #1 focus of everything I do, but it leads in so many different directions. Prior to that period, after that period, all through history, we have this incredible living legacy.
It is amazing work. Is it what the Bible is based on, the Dead Sea Scroll?
These are the earliest copies of the Hebrew Bible in.
That question felt like it just... There's a weird way to ask it.
Yep, you can address that. You can go ahead.
So
saying that these are the oldest copies of the Hebrew Bible, like harass the volcano denier. He's not a denier.
I'm not a denier.
Biased. He's just biased in favor of cone volcanoes.
I like the cones. What can I say? I like the pointy. No, it's
of the world. We have at least fragments of each and every book of the Hebrew Bible, not New Testament.
No, we don't. No.
Are we missing one?
Yes, we're missing the Book of Esther.
Esther.
Yeah, yes, and we are also missing the Book of Nehemiah, which is why there's famously 2 forgeries of fragments from the Book of Nehemiah.
Is that why it's not as... Because I knew about Esther. I didn't know about Nehemiah. Is that because those that were like went under the radar or something?
The assumption is that Nehemiah is there, even though there aren't any actual extant copies, because the assumption is that at this point in time, within Jewish religious communities, TAP, Ezra and Nehemiah were collected together. So they were like one book. And Ezra and Nehemiah is usually.
Yeah.
So we have some fragments from the book of Ezra. So the assumption is made that they probably had Nehemiah as well, which is why it was kind of a big deal when Martin Skoyen. So Martin Skoyen is a Norwegian collector, an eclectic collector, not just of antiquities. He collects all sorts of shit. So he has like original letters and artwork from Beatrix Potter, and he's got like Sanskrit manuscripts. He's got maybe the finest collection of Buddhist manuscripts outside of a museum. And he's even got, now this is pretty cool. He's got like the draft copy that J.K. Rowling's actually sent to the publisher of the Philosopher's Stone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So he collects just everything. He was collecting.
Sounds rich.
Yeah, he was
A little.
He was. So he was collecting Dead Sea Scrolls fragments for a time, and when he started picking up a couple of pieces from the market, and then he went to the guy who was basically brokering this stuff for him. He said, "Hey, it would be really great if you could find for me some fragments of like First Enoch and First Samuel and the Book of Nehemiah."
So they found them.
They found all of them.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works, eh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
But the
remember
Hebrew Bible
I'm serious. Like the first time I heard that story, this was before we were like fully on the forgery train. The first time I heard that story, I was like,
That's
you did what now?
yeah.
And they did what? Oh, okay. Yeah.
It reminds me of the story that I've heard Bart Ehrman tell about the guy who's translating the New Testament or something, and leaves out the Trinity because he can't find any of it in that one line in John or something. Can't find it in any of the best Greek manuscripts, and they get all upset with him. And he's like, "Well, if you guys can produce a manuscript that has this, then I'll put it in." And they literally produced a manuscript.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You asked. It didn't say it had to be authentic.
Yeah. So also, I think too some sort of nuance probably needs to be supplied here. When he says that we have copies of every single book of the Bible in the Dead Sea Scrolls, like we have things like the Great Isaiah Scroll, which is a completely intact copy of the book of Isaiah, right?
Yeah.
But then we have like this fragment that's like this fucking big.
Yeah. Yeah,
From,
like you could fit the entirety of it on the cover to Kip's book. Could be like this fragment.
Yes,
It's
like
smaller
those.
than that.
Yes, even
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah.
Like those are big fragments.
Exactly.
Right? And those are the famous English fragments that were discovered in the Dead Sea Scrolls. But like and this is something that bugs me. Like this is something my mentor Peter Flint used to do all the time. Is he would talk about how there was 36 or 37 copies of the Psalms in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And when he says that, what he means is that there's 37 copies of individual manuscripts of varying size that have a tiny little bit of text from the book of Psalms on them. Like some of them are just a tiny fragment, right? Like it's not. And when you have, like, let's say you have a manuscript of just, I don't know, Psalm 119. Just Psalm 119. We have a manuscript of just Psalm 119, the one psalm. It's a big psalm, but just the one. Does that count as a copy of the Psalms? We have copies of just the Ten Commandments. Does that count as a copy of Exodus? We have copies of just the Song of Moses from Deuteronomy 32. Does that count as a copy of Deuteronomy? Right? Like I think there's various ways to think through what we've actually got there.
Yeah, it's definitely misleading, I think.
Yes.
And it's a sex
And does this echo
and
everything?
we have the entire scroll of the book of the prophet Isaiah, 66
Word for word.
chapters long,
Word for
beginning
word.
to end.
I assume. Are you saying that because it's not word for word? Because it's
It's not.
Okay.
Where have you been? Have you not? Did you?
Yeah, this has been a meme
do
for
you
months
not?
now.
Do you not watch Joe Rogan faithfully every week?
I never watched Joe Rogan. No.
Lots of people apparently do.
I do know what you're talking about now, though. Yeah.
Yes. So the Great Isaiah Scroll has over 2,600 individual textual variants in them. I was part of the team that actually put that variants list together when I was a grad student.
Nerd.
I know. Yeah, what can you do? So it's impressive that we've got a complete copy, right? But that complete copy, it's not it's complete, but it's got dramatic differences to our surviving texts of Isaiah that I don't know if guys like Dr. Ken Hansen would be so excited about. So, yeah.
Found in one of those caves. That is the centerpiece of the whole collection, which I've been in touch with many times, seen it personally, there in the Shrine of the Book Museum. Now that...
Oh. Okay.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say the one that's on display in the museum is a replica, right? Because
I would hope so. Because it's falling apart. Because it was roommates with UKIP.
It actually was. I've seen and interacted with the actual thing, the Great Isaiah Scroll. So I even touched it. I wasn't supposed to, but I did.
Ooh.
For shame.
Maybe. Yeah.
Wow, that's a great pause.
That's a great pause.
There in the Shrine of the Book Museum. Now that dates to around the 2nd century before the Common Era, which is the oldest biblical text in the world. But even that is a good 5 centuries.
Wait, what did he say was the oldest biblical text in the world? Is he talking about
the
great?
They're what, 1st, 2nd century BCE?
Yeah, maybe
people are using that, but also the Ketef Hinnom's scrolls have entered the chat. Like, what are you talking about? These are the oldest. They're not.
They are not. I don't know if you knew this, Vandy, but there is a couple of small silver amulets that were discovered at a place called Ketef Hinnom, which is just outside. It's like just on the outside of the old city of Jerusalem. That contain the priestly blessing of Aaron from Numbers 23, and they date to the 6th century BCE. So they're super fucking old. Yeah.
Yeah. When were those?
So,
how long have those been around?
50 years, roughly. This guy should know. This guy should know the Ketef Hinnom amulets. So.
centuries after the prophet himself lived. So you got a gap of 500 years from the days of the prophet Isaiah until the Isaiah scroll.
So there's more going on here too, right? Because Isaiah was not all written by the prophet Isaiah. Some of it was probably written by the prophet Isaiah in the 8th century BCE, but then a whole bunch of it was added on to in the during the Babylonian exile, and then after the Babylonian exile too. So, not quite.
Now we've got that little tiny seal that is our smoking gun.
Oh,
if it's
right.
true.
Do you know what he's talking about here?
No. I'm imagining like a wax seal on a scroll. But no.
Do you know what he's talking about, Vish?
I tuned out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Which seal?
So there's I think he's talking about the Hezekiah seal.
Oh.
I don't think we have an Isaiah seal. I have to look this up now.
I remember a Hezekiah seal. I've seen
Yeah.
it, but Isaiah, what is he talking about?
What is this? It's right. So Isaiah's signature recovered at Biblical Archaeology Society. Has a there is a bulle, reads belonging to Isaiah Navi, which is cool.
Huh. Okay.
That's very cool.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Let's rock.
If it's true.
That will bridge that gap.
With the scrolls, why is it so important to try to decipher who wrote them?
What?
Who?
Okay. To me, that seems like a weird question. Like it's the first thing you would try and figure out.
Yeah.
Right? But why? Why, Vandy? Why is that so important?
It's not like I could tell you anything about their culture or society or anything. It's just for fun.
Yeah. Why would you want it? It's like, oh. So it's like asking a chemist, okay, so you have this new substance. Why would you want to know, its chemical properties? I don't. I don't.
Listen.
Why'd you need to know its structure?
I like George Norrie, but I continue thinking to myself, how would this interview have gone differently if Art Bell was conducting?
This is also one of the reasons that I think the best interviews occur between like an expert in a topic and someone who is asking them questions who at least has some baseline understanding.
Yeah.
Like Joe Rogan.
I was gonna say Megan Lewis interviewing Bart Ehrman because Megan has understanding of like biblical academics and scholarship, which means she asks really good questions that will give you the answers, right? But when you have someone that doesn't know anything about the field that they're interviewing someone on, they're going to ask basic questions, but they're going to ask questions that aren't really prompting meaty answers. You know what I mean?
Yes, very true. Maybe I'll do a plug here for Zach Miller. What your pastor didn't tell you.
Yes.
Who interviews a lot of scholars and has a good grasp. He's no Megan Lewis, but who is?
Yeah, he doesn't have the cool glasses.
Yeah. But he's pretty good. He's got a pretty good grasp of what he's doing. And his interviews are usually really great. And it's sad. It's a shame that they don't get more traction than they do. Seriously, people, Go and subscribe to What Your Pastor Didn't Tell You. I think he interviews more biblical scholars on YouTube than anybody else. Like it, and he's good at it. So
He is good at it. Yeah.
We're the
Don't-
originators.
I was just gonna say, don't get wigged out by the the fact that he interviews biblical scholars wearing a Moses costume or
Yeah. With the rotating background.
or a Roman centurion costume,
Yeah.
or he's good.
The coolest person that dresses in as a Roman centurion on YouTube
Absolutely.
is Luke Ranieri of
Is who?
Polymathy. Because he is Luke Ranieri.
Oh,
He runs the channel Polymathy. He is conversationally fluent in Latin
that's awesome.
and has given my favorite thing. He has this up on his YouTube channel. He dressed as the centurion and he gave an entire lecture about like Roman history in Latin to a classroom of Latin scholars.
Good Lord.
And he was
Wow.
making jokes in Latin, and you can hear them like laughing at all. It's really, really good. He went to the Vatican once and had a conversation with a Catholic clergyman in Latin, and then they switch back to Italian and they'll go into Latin. And he actually sang Sinatra's "Fly Me to the Moon" in Latin, which was pretty good. It's cool. It's very
Wow.
nerdy. So yeah.
Yeah, I got that part.
That's incredible.
Because that will illumine everything we know about this most seminal period, perhaps for the dawn of Western culture. Were they?
That's a claim. Wow, that's a claim.
Well, guys, keep in mind at this point, I'm pretty sure he's talking about the like entire history before like the year 1000. It's sort of gotten broader and broader.
Yeah, all right.
History for like the foundation, whatever he said, of Western society. I'm like, I'm angry on behalf of the Greeks.
Yes.
Like, jeez. Wow, what are they? Chopped liver? God.
Type Jews? Were they Sadducee type Jews? Were they Essene type Jews?
They were definitely not Sadducees.
But
they were not. God.
Now, I mean, no, they were not.
Wow.
But you would be in a fight with Professor Lawrence Schiffman, who continues to maintain that the
Qumran community was Sadducees?
Yeah.
Well,
so,
that
but it is a take. Now, the way that it gets there, and definitely, I agree, definitely not Sadducees, but and I mean, so people understand the Sadducees were like they're like they're probably the most Hellenized of all the Jewish communities at this point in the first century BCE CE, and they are the ones who control the temple. Now, I think most scholars would also hold that the writers and the collectors of the Dead Sea Scrolls came out of that on some level. This is a group of disenfranchised priests who are super pissed at the Sadducees, and they think that the Pharisees are beneath them. So, and this is, I mean, there are scenes, right? And this is sort of, but so there is,
I don't even know that there are scenes really, but
true. Yes.
They do exist amid that landscape, and like that they have priestly strictures is, I don't think, up for debate. I definitely don't think they were Sadducees, because the Sadducees were, as we kind of all know, they were very Hellenized, but they were also like in bed with the Roman occupiers. They were in bed with the Herodian dynasty, which a lot of Jews saw as illegitimate. And
Yep.
I'm not getting, from the very little so far that I have been able to dig into the Dead Sea Scrolls community stuff, I don't see strong evidence that they were Sadducees. Like, close to it
There's-
or cousin to it, like sure, but
this is one of the problems of early Judaism, right? And Judaism in the Second
Yeah.
Temple period is the
lots
lines.
of sectarianism.
Yeah,
God.
and the lines
Blurry,
between
yeah.
these groups are really blurry. And I think
Yeah.
Cuneiform Guy makes a really important point here. Most Jews were neither Pharisees nor Sadducees nor Essenes.
'Cause they're just lay folk. Those are all
yeah.
leadership camps.
They just
So,
don't
yeah.
fucking care enough.
They're just average
they're
people. They're
just
not
living
scribes. They're not elites. Yeah.
their
Just living.
lives. Yes, exactly. So,
Yep.
I like this one. This is good.
By the
This could
way,
be a
has been
rapper
shift-
pose.
Were they
Yeah.
Essene type Jews? My own thinking, by the way, has been shifting on all of this. And I'm more and more seeing them as descendants of an Essene type group who themselves were very much into what we would call prophecy and mysticism.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah, like that's an important point. I think that does get overlooked, and it was how much the people who wrote the scrolls were really into mysticism, Gnosticism, and I think I've been spending a lot of time recently with Peter Schaeffer's book. Shoot, I think it's called Two Gods Are One. It's about the two powers heresy, and one of the things that he does is takes the Kabbalah literature seriously as a representative. So he's lots of scholars for a long time looked at the Kabbalistic texts and traditions and said that's all just late medieval bullshit, right? So he's
okay.
going, nah. There are deep roots in here, and maybe, and I think some of this stuff connects to what you see in the scrolls. There's a ton of weird mystical shit in the scrolls.
I was just talking to Christy Hitson about this last night. It's not just weed thoughts. Like
no, it's not.
I very much consider myself in the lineage, or at least the tradition of like mystic scholars or scholar mystics. And when I'm reading some of these texts, I'm seeing things based on that other people don't see because they're not mystics. They don't really care about mysticism. They just think it's a load of hooey and they don't really take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But
So can
like
you
there are
define-
things that figured into my translation of, like, for instance, Psalm 145 that I've been working on. There are threads that you pick up in the apocalyptic, I guess, landscape that turn into these things that we call mysticism. Like the ideas of like a future messianic age or the world to come, or like a future judgment or the resurrection. Like these are supernatural type things. And a lot of that comes out of apocalyptic literature, like Enoch, for instance.
Yes.
That is really cool stuff. And they absolutely were chewing on that in their community. And the way that I was looking at, for instance, Psalm 145, is the way that people use language and grammar can hint at some of those thoughts, because it may not have actually been an accident. And when I was translating, like, your dominion or your rulership or your authority is in every generation, that's because I'm running with this idea that there's some sort of divine representative or divine authority, perhaps more than one person. It could be like a collection of priests or scribes or whatever, and in every generation. And that's like the feeling of continuity. It's like, okay, yeah, we don't have a kingdom anymore. We don't have that kind of institutional power anymore. We might have a king, but he's not really legitimate. So it's like, well, crap, what did the promises that David even mean, right? So you run with this idea that's like, God's handling it. It just doesn't look the way that you think it does.
Sorry, you
Those
had a
are things that
question?
you get.
I-
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, my question was like, what does which parts of the beliefs are mystical as opposed to like non-mystical? Like, what
That's a
does
good question.
mysticism kind
Yeah.
of like mean?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
So good.
I mean,
it's such a good question.
Yeah, I mean,
It's hard to
it's-
answer, right?
It's a mishmash of themes plus a sprinkling of maybe what looks like supernatural stuff, plus this idea that there is like an undercurrent, a consistent undercurrent of something running throughout texts that are even anthologies, right? And
Yeah.
like this is something like New Way is talking about in the chat, that Justin Sledge is doing a seminar on Merkava mysticism. There might be a connection with some Dead Sea Scrolls texts like the Hodayot.
Totally. 100%.
Hell yeah! Like
Justin
hell
and I
yeah!
have talked about this. Yes.
Hell yeah!
So
Okay, but
now-
Let's see.
no.
Kuhn says Justin doesn't believe Jesus was a mystic. I strongly disagree. Yeah, I also would take issue with saying that he's not a mystic. He may
Sorry.
not be a mystic, but he absolutely, in my opinion, taught things that are very much in line with mysticism.
Sorry,
So
what was that?
I was just gonna say, like, what texts or things are sort of
Mystical?
demonstrably mystical or non-mystical?
Zohar.
So Zohar, yeah, like that's now. If you're talking
know
about, if
Zohar.
you can trace some of this stuff pretty far back. So if you're talking about biblical texts, most scholars will go to like Ezekiel, chapter 1,
Okay.
as a
Ecstatic
as a-
visions.
yeah, ecstatic visions. But lots of stuff in the book of Proverbs
Okay.
is viewed
Yeah.
as mystical, just in this relationship
Wisdom
of
personified.
receiving personified wisdom, receiving special secret knowledge from the gods, from spiritual beings. You're undergoing some sort of ritual in order that it can be difficult. See, here's the problem. And I think this is a real problem. Because of who we are in the 21st century North America, we have these Puritan roots that have just been completely severed from
Yeah.
any kind
Yeah.
of mystical aspects of religion, right? Like it's just
Protestantism,
been
man. God.
completely divorced from that, to the point that when we read like texts, any text, there you just don't see it. When in actual fact, I think all of the ancient literature of the church and Jewish communities, the ancient Hebrew literature, is properly mystic, in the sense that there was this idea that all of this stuff was imbued with like spiritual energy. Simone is here.
We
I think
talk about
traditionally mystic.
contamination of the hands.
Yeah, right.
Does it
I think
render the hands
traditionally
impure?
mystical has meant focused significantly on phenomenology, but the degree of that and what that means is difficult. Also, why are you so late, Simone?
Simone had things
So-
to do.
I guess.
But
So-
also, like this was something we talked about in one of my history classes. Is that the idea, especially in the Second Temple period, is holiness and holy text render the hands unclean or impure, and people still are like, "What the f does that even mean? If it's like a holy text, how can it render your hands impure?" Like, there's even in the Torah, there's this idea that you can get the holy on you, right? It's a contamination of holiness.
yes,
And you're
right.
like, what is going on with that? And you have to, if you don't think of mystic anything as being part of their reality or how they engaged with this stuff, you're going to be like, what's going on?
Yeah. So listen, I've got a couple things that I have to get to here. This is what I'm drinking wine mixed with rye. So that's my excuse. But this is Zach is here, and he points out what I was trying to get at. 4QMMT, which is a collection of manuscripts in the Dead Sea Scrolls, shows legal positions closer to Sadducees than Pharisees. The Zadokite identity, priests claiming descent from Zadok, also links them with priestly aristocracy. So,
And someone follows that up with.
Yes.
Currently outside
Also,
the
I have
community
halakhic
have
positions that are
positions.
yes,
Mirror those
yes.
of Antiques.
So, yeah, no, it's a very complicated picture. What's going on in Judaism at this time? So I've got a super chat here from Colton Honeycutt for $2. Speaking of manuscripts, don't we have copies of Codex Sassoon? We have. I mean, that is a manuscript. The Codex Sassoon was sold last year at Sotheby's.
Yeah, I remember reading
for
about
$27 million, I think.
that. A lot.
Wow.
It was purchased by one of the museums in Jerusalem of Jewish identity. It is so the Codex Sassoon is a copy of the Hebrew, like a codex copy of the Hebrew Bible. It's the oldest one. So it's older than Leningrad. It's older than Aleppo. But it's not complete, but it's still the oldest. It dates to the.
Oh my God, Simone! I think I read this in my
18th
class. Actually,
century.
I did. This was Simone sent me a text by Friedman on like the uncleanliness of the hands. We absolutely read parts of this in my
Nice.
class.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I loved it.
So I just want to. I got this one from Misinterpretations as well. I was so close about the Dead Sea Scrolls that when I heard Bruce Zuckerman at the University of Southern California was studying them, I thought, I wonder what he does all day. Don't we have all the books of the Hebrew Bible? So Bruce Zuckerman was a pioneer in the photographing, imaging, digital imaging of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and he ran a project at USC for many years called Inscriptifact, which was really, really useful. Him and Marilyn Lindbergh did a lot of great work. We have copies of Leningrad and Aleppo. Why not? Wait, so no, we have.
That's what he
these
was
are
asking.
individual. Yeah. So Leningrad is it's a codex. It's a manuscript. That's what it's called.
What is a codex? What does that word refer to? A bound book?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a book. As opposed to a scroll.
Or just like a random fragment or something.
Yes, exactly. So Leningrad Codex is a 10th century copy of the Hebrew Bible that is complete and intact. And in Leningrad, the Aleppo Codex is a copy, a nearly complete copy of the Hebrew Bible from Aleppo. It's missing a couple of folios, I believe, in Deuteronomy, but otherwise the rest of it is there, and it predates the Leningrad Codex by like 50 or 60 years. And then the Codex Sassoon is another manuscript that is older, but is also not entirely complete. I don't remember what's extant in Sassoon, but it's mostly there. So it was once a complete copy of the Hebrew Bible. So, all right, we've talked a lot.
That could
Should
be
we
a whole
watch
show
video?
itself.
There was a
Yeah, but
copper
we're
scroll,
steeping people
wasn't
stuff
there?
and we're
And
doing
a
nerd
great-
shit.
Yeah.
Nerd
Scroll written on pure, highly refined sheets of copper.
Are there more Dead Sea Scrolls out
just-
there possibly?
We
Sadly, it just cut them off. At talking about the
Never
coppers, talking about the copper scroll of all things, right?
Yeah.
Which is fucking
Well,
cool.
It's
What?
very cool.
Is it a scroll on copper?
Yeah, it
Mhm.
it 100% is. They're beaten. copper sheets that are, you know, wired together. It's like
Wow.
3 meters long. It's 10 feet long.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And this is the best part. It is a listing of temple treasures. It's basically a treasure map from the temple.
Inventory, I would say.
It's an inventory. It's an inventory.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is it written on with ink or is it
No,
punched
it's
in?
embossed.
Okay.
It's
yeah.
stamped, right?
Yeah.
Individual letters are stamped into. Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
super cool.
To
it is
read it, they had to
super cool.
take a saw and cut it into.
Yeah.
So they could-
Yeah, so that happened. I got my PhD at the University of Manchester. My fake PhD from the University of Manchester. So the University of Manchester in the 1960s is the place where they basically designed a system with the technology, with the Institute of Technology there to carefully cut the copper scroll into strips so that they could open it up and read it. It's badass. There you go.
Oh, I was just pulling this up.
Yeah. Wow.
Hang on.
Fucking amazing, right?
That
How
is
cool is that?
awesome.
Yeah. So
As you can see all the stamps in it.
Yeah,
It's really-
if you left this in like the Florida Everglades, it would not have lasted this whole time.
no.
I mean, it would rust out, but yeah.
It would literally it would have rusted so much that it would have like properly dissolved.
It's been like a ball, like just a rock hard ball.
Yeah.
One of my favorite YouTube moments. I actually showed this on my 20,000 subs celebration stream. Was on a show that Ricky Brock did with Natty Nat called Nerds and Heresy on Sunday nights. They haven't done it for a while, but on the first one that I was on, Natty says to me, she says, "Okay, first of all, I was watching the History Channel, and you know, the History Channel is just full of bullshit now, and they were talking about this copper scroll, like there's a whole scroll that's written on copper, like that's that's ridiculous." And I got to say it's true, like it's 100% totally legitimate. It was amazing. So
That's so weird.
I know, right? And I mean that's the thing. I have there's a scholar by the name of Michael Wise, who when he talks to people about the scroll, about the Dead Sea Scrolls, because the copper scroll was in Cave 3, which is actually pretty far from the site, the Qumran site, but it's part of the collection. So he once told me that he usually asks people and experts, like scholars, like, what do you think this is? The copper scroll, right? And then you have to figure out why it's in a cave in the Judean desert. Like it's work and it's expensive to produce something like this.
Yeah.
An inventory of temple treasures on copper. Is it
Weird.
Is it real? Like, is this actually? Because this is a thing, and this is sort of where I land.
Big if true.
Is that this is something that they actually did in the Jerusalem temple as they were getting ready for the imminent, siege and onslaught of the Romans, and they happened to hide it in a cave. Somebody grabbed it and ran and deposited it in a cave that was close to this. There's people, like, there are literally thousands of caves that honeycomb the western shore of the Dead Sea, right? So yeah, somebody grabbed it, ran, tossed it in a cave that happened to be close enough to the Qumran community that they get credit for it. I don't think it's theirs.
Speaking of
So-
Rabbi Hannah,
Hey, Rabbi Hannah is here. Sweet. So, anyways, it's hilarious
Great.
that they just brush past the copper scroll because it's
I know that's the one of the
It's
coolest
fucking
things.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scroll written on pure, highly refined sheets of copper.
Are there more Dead Sea Scrolls?
it wouldn't
out
even
there
let him
possibly?
finish the sentence.
Yeah, the word. They cut the second half of the word copper out.
Moving on.
We
That's
never
just
know.
rude.
That's the beauty of it. It looks to some like everything has been found that might possibly be found, and yet when you least expect
would you
it,
know?
something will pop up. The Israeli government has made several
Sorry, just the idea. When you least expect it, you turn around. A Dead Sea Scroll fragment. Ah! Like,
attempts to find additional scrolls and parchments, and very little has been yielded. But out of nowhere, we have a Dead Sea stone, as it were, that
Oh my
surfaced
God.
not too many years ago.
What?
Again, totally unexpected. That
Is this the Dead Sea Stone?
Yes, it is.
okay. let him
So
cook.
this
Let him
is
cook.
it goes by a couple of names. This is the Yeselson stone, also known as the Chazon Gabriel or the Vision of Gabriel. That it's called the Yeselson stone because it belongs to David Yeselson, who is a private collector.
That
And
name's not sexy. Let's go with Hazon Gabriel.
yeah, he came into its possession because a dealer sold it to him. He's like, hey, look at this. I've got this thing, this stone. It's pretty big. Like it's like a meter tall, like it's a big rock, and it's written with that's ink on the stone, which is fucking weird.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put, I don't know, just like get a chisel. It's not that hard. It's just rock.
Simone is picking up what I'm putting down here.
It seems sus, is what
You
you're
don't
saying.
write with
Yeah.
ink on stone, y'all.
It belongs
Yeah.
in a museum.
It's fake as
Yeah. So it is I think it's a fake. And one of the crazy things, he'll talk about it here in a minute, I think, but I'll just say it right at the outset. One of the amazing things about this text, you could see it, right? Like you can see some of the words and the letters clearly, and then a lot of the rest of it is really faded. Hard,
Yeah.
very difficult to read, impossible to read in many places. But those really clear spots, it's like they say, son of man, something, 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 something,
Oh, it's all of the juiciest
died,
parts.
something, 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 something,
It's
Uh,
definitely trying to
angels,
make Christianity
something, something,
a
something.
thing.
Yeah.
supported
Three,
by the Dead Sea Scroll.
3 days. It's like,
It's so bad.
Oh boy.
seems to be a Dead Sea Scroll written on stone.
Well, then it wouldn't be a
Also has-
scroll, would it?
no,
Don't write with ink on stone if you're trying to make something last, y'all. Oh my god, this is so dumb.
Well, maybe it's a template. Like they write it down to make sure they can fit it all, so you don't have that problem. Like when you write "Happy Birthday" on a poster, and then you're like trying to like
You don't
cram.
have to do that because you're referencing another copy.
So this
Well,
is listen. This is a true story. My former boss, Torleif Algvin, from the little
Whose lips
podunk.
play flute for the highest.
Yes, they do.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh God! Now we have to. Can you find if you can find the picture? If you can find the picture, Vish. I don't know if I can.
I don't.
Find
Did
it.
Matt Monger send that? Like I thought.
Yeah,
Hold
he
on.
did. So my I worked when I was in Norway. The supervisor of my project, Torleif Elgvin. So I'll tell this story first as
Oh, that's right. It's what's
Vicious
okay,
looking.
yeah.
Okay, as she's finding it. So he wrote a huge article about the Chazon Gabriel, about this stone with a complete new transcription, and his his take on this is that the reason it was written on a rock, and then the reason why some of it is really garbled, like it's garbled here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Torleif Elgvin wrote this book titled "My Lips Play Flute for the Highest."
What does that mean?
It is one of the titles of all time.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
It certainly is a choice. You are correct.
Now, let's be fair, guys. English is not Torleif's English is excellent, but it's not his first language. So, I don't know if there's something I don't know if he knows. I don't know. I haven't talked to Torleif in a while. Yeah, so he wrote this book. But before he wrote this book, he wrote this long article about the Gabriel Stone, in which he posited that one of the reasons why some of the diction, and there's problems with the grammar too in the stone, and some of the sentences are it's a very, very strange text. It's almost impossible to make any sense of, because it's just gobbledygook. It's like it's just words. Honestly, it is a word salad. Torleif's theory is that this was the prophet exiting his ecstatic state and was so excited about what he saw in his vision that he had to get it down. So he's like, he had to find something. He didn't have any parchment or papyrus on hand. He had this fucking gigantic rock in his,
which is smooth.
And you just happen to have ink already mixed and your stylus already there, and you just are like, I gotta get this down. Like, why
he's got to get it
put
down.
This in my journal.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This is what he's doing. So this is Torleif's theory, is that this is a prophet exiting the ecstatic state and getting the contents of his vision down in situ.
Maybe I'm built different, but when I exit my ecstatic state and I look at the writing that I've done, it's quite coherent. So maybe I'm just built different.
but then again, Torleif's lips play flute.
That's true. That is something that his lips do. I can assure you that mine do not. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Should we get back to the video?
Yeah.
Certain references to a messianic figure who will rise in 3 days. Now go figure.
See?
Same thing.
Very interesting.
Amazing. Have all the Dead Sea Scrolls.
So here's the thing, though, right?
This is exactly why. Yes, Simone, I'm with you on this one. It's like, it's written precisely what you would want to see if you were trying to write the Team Jesus train.
They're looking to hook someone. Exactly. Or Torleif, right?
Yeah, and this is it. The prophet leaving an ecstatic state was stringing together verbatim quotations from all over the Bible.
Just everywhere.
I could do that in my ecstatic states, but I question whether that's most people. because I'm very weird.
It's a prophet though, Vish. He's a
That's
prophet,
true.
right?
That's true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is like it's just that, right? Like, there's enough hooks in this text that you can actually read. Angels, 3 days, rose, dead. You know, it just
Yeah.
it reads like that, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fishy as fuck.
Oh my god. Kip. Yes. That's amazing.
Thank you. Go subscribe to The Humanity and watch his shows on Wednesday night. Their shows on Wednesday nights. They're fun.
Oh,
Are you not familiar with Wednesday night viewing, Vish?
I'm not. I'm doing other things
Okay.
on Wednesday, but also no
Yeah.
way. Is Vishanti among the prophets?
Yes. Clearly.
We're asking. I mean, I will say this. About 2-3 months ago, I was in a altered state, and I was just doing some philology on the different Hebrew words for clouds, and just
I was
letting
witness to this.
he was witness to this, and just seeing where it takes me. And I ended up reverse engineering like the opening segment of the Zohar. So, maybe. And I was like, well, yeah, because of clouds, they have these different words that refers to different types of clouds. Maybe it's a way to differentiate between cirrus and cumulus and all the different things. But also, if they think God dwells within a cloud and then it's dark in there and you have to like emanate light in order to get people to know who you are, and I was like, well, then it would follow that. And I ended up writing all this down. I was like, oh my god, I literally just reverse engineered this. Yes, with it all the children. That's right. That's right. Hell yeah. I love you, Simone.
Found, been deciphered?
Yes
So
and no.
back that up a little bit, because let's get George's question here.
Yeah.
Very Messianic figure who will rise in 3 days. Now go figure.
Same thing.
Very
It's
interesting.
amazing. Have all the Dead Sea Scrolls that we have found been deciphered?
Yes and no, because we've got among them.
It's either yes or no.
Yeah, it's yes or no.
Is it yes or is it no?
It's yes,
Yes, we
and
deciphered
no.
all of them, or no, we didn't. It's
We
like,
didn't.
what? Then it's no.
Among the complete scrolls that we have, we've got tens upon tens of thousands of teeny tiny little fragments and pieces, some of them no larger than a thumbnail or a postage stamp. Only recently we have a new document pieced together from 62 of these tiny little fragments. It's taken years and years and years and years of work. This is the world's biggest jigsaw puzzle. And just recently, within the last month,
I wish I knew when this interview was recorded.
Well, why is this not working? I'm trying to scroll down, but it won't let me scroll.
It's probably because you're a high dude.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I know. I don't think it was recorded.
It's not less than 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
But I also feel like this. I hope this was like, you know, I sincerely hope this was the 1990s. Or
I don't think it's the 1990s.
It's more recent than that.
It's more recent than that. So what the fuck is he talking about? 80? He said 82 or
62.
62 fragments of a scroll that have just been deciphered over the course of many years. No, just no. Like, so we have had, like, nothing new has been discovered since like the 1960s. It has been in possession of scholars working on this stuff since then. the last volume of the official publication of the Dead Sea Scrolls came out in 2014, I think. And even then, like at that point, everybody knew about everything that was in the collection. Like it was all like for 10 years at that point. Like we all knew everything that was in there since I was a PhD student, like 2005. It was all there. There's like, I do not know what he's talking about here.
I mean, he's just pulling it right out of his ass.
With that face, I feel like it. Yes.
Holy crap.
This
Wait, what did I just? What did I just? Are you texting as me, Vish?
I did. I don't have this open in YouTube. I'm just using StreamYard, which is logged in as you. So.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This has come forth as a new Dead Sea Scroll that seems to indicate a different type of calendar, a solar calendar, very unusual in Judaism, and even lists a couple of...
Christ.
What? What?
So, I mean...
We use a lunisolar calendar.
I was reading about calendars in your book.
Oh, yes,
Kip.
you were!
Yeah, because it's in the first... You talk about it quite a bit in chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, it's great.
I got a whole section on calendars, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
1 there. Yeah. So
yeah, it's good stuff.
Do I actually talk about the I don't know if I talk about the solar calendar in
No, you mentioned that there is like some like here you're talking about it's often common to assume both a lunisolar calendar and one following the Babylonian month designations. You're mostly talking about lunar stuff and festivals and whatnot.
I do talk a little bit more about the solar calendar in chapter 3.
Okay.
So, importantly, like this is not new. The Book of Enoch, and we knew about the Book of Enoch even before we discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. We found fragments of Aramaic Enoch in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is pretty fucking exciting. But we also found copies of Jubilees. Yes,
Simone, same page.
Just in Jubilees. And I have a feeling he might also be, maybe he's talking about Rework Pentateuch has some things with the solar calendar as well in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So that like this is nothing new or recent. This is all stuff that is decades old at this point.
New feasts that are not on the Jewish calendar today. The Feast of Oil.
Yes, the Feast of Oil and Wood is in.
Oil.
So this is in the Rework Pentateuch. There is a Feast of Oil and Wood, which nobody ever heard of before. Before the discovery of the Rework Pentateuch. But importantly, these are texts that were deciphered and published in the 1990s. So, like, it's not... Yeah.
Wow. Cutting edge research there.
New oil and the Feast of New Wine and the Feast of New Wood. And there's yet another... scroll.
Can I just counter this?
Yes.
I submit to you, may it please the court, that the Feast of New Wood could be analogous to the New Year for the Trees that Judaism does have.
Oh wait, sorry. To what? I was coughing.
Judaism has 4 New Years. There's one for trees.
Yeah.
So I put it to you, dear reader, that this.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. That's good.
document that right now we're told is being worked on, has not yet been released.
That would be exciting.
That's
when
bullshit.
do you think the Dead Sea Scrolls were actually made?
We're talking.
What time period?
I love
What-
it when people just come out with their full chest and say things that are bullshit. Like, I don't know.
Like
How
there's
old
an-
is?
Like that
How
there's
old
an
is-
entirely new Dead Sea Scroll.
Yeah. How old is George Norrie? Does anybody know? Is this like?
Probably in the 70s or 80s by now.
I mean, it looks like this does. This certainly looks like. I think you're. This is what you were getting at, Tap. Like this certainly looks like it's less than 10 years old, right? This interview
Yeah.
easily.
Does the description of the video tell you?
Oh no! Oh, maybe. Is that true? Exit Music, is George Norrie 90 years old?
Scroll down
'Cause
more.
From the
We're at
from the Ascension Keepers.
The Ascension Keepers.
So we started at did I say we're in the is Scenes in the Watchers, I think, that section, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't
yeah.
say anything about it.
Terrible.
Holly and Biblical Blarning of Shlomo Hawk says that Dr. Hansen was born in 1953. So, according to
Oh, George
Wikipedia.
Norrie's 75. Okay.
75. So, like, he looks 75 ish. He looks, I mean, yeah, like, I would say
It
this
depends
looks, yeah,
on
yeah.
how
it's-
you're living, because William Shatner was at DragonCon last weekend, and he's in his 90s, and he was still
God damn
up in
it.
Yeah,
his
William
thing. So
Jesus Christ.
He's aged well.
man, he's still got it. There is just something about that man that there is a charm. He commands the room.
He's a Canadian,
I
you
can't
know.
explain it. I've heard him speak many
He's
times
Canadian.
at conventions. I've also heard him and Nimoy when they did a panel together, Dragons, before Nimoy passed, and they absolutely had that whole old married couple vibe. It was very, it was very
Yeah,
sweet.
that's awesome.
Yeah, because this is right before or right after the Star Trek reboot movies had started to come out, and Nimoy obviously was in them, and
Yeah.
Shatner famously wasn't, and so Bill obviously is very salty about that, and he was like, well, Leonard, why didn't I get asked to join these reboot films? You know, because I wrote a book where Captain Kirk survived getting the bridge dropped on him and da-da-da-da. And Nimoy was like, well, Bill, as I recall, you died. And the room's cracking up. And that's why Shatner's like, but I wrote a book where you totally lived. And everyone's like, okay, that's nice. You would. Like, it's just their whole vibe. Leonard was the only person that could just take the piss out of him and get away with it. Yeah.
You heard me say that, right? William Shatner is Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nimoy is as well. They're both Canadian Jews.
Nimoy is? Shut the fuck
his-
up. Really?
You didn't know that he was
I did
what,
not
Canadian or
know.
Jewish?
He is Canadian. He's not the one that
Yeah.
we're I mean, it's just apparently we're more proud of Shatner than we are of Nimoy. Because
Hey, whatever. I
Wild,
mean,
right?
Nimoy, a blessed memory. His Hebrew name is Yehuda Lev, if any of you happen to see.
I knew he was Jewish. But
It's funny, they both put out like holiday albums, but Nimoy's is like way better, and Shatner tried to put out his own, and it's all right, but I mean, it's William Shatner reading Hebrew liturgy while a choir sings. It's very like exactly what you think it is.
that's awesome.
Sorry, thank you, Hannah. He's not Canadian.
So,
my bad. I'm
He's
bi.
not. No,
but
I
he
was
is
just
Jewish.
looking at this.
Yeah,
He was born in
Canadian.
Boston.
not Canadian. Boston. Thank you. Also, don't smoke. Don't smoke cigarettes. COPD will kill you early.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also in dispute. One of my friends think that they actually date from the earliest Christian period, the 1st century of the Common Era, 1st century AD. I think they're earlier.
You
That's
think
just
they're
my
before or
opinion.
That's a
after
weird
Christ?
Before.
thing. Like, that's a weird. So that is a weird thing to like. I don't know. We, we've known about the Dead Sea Scrolls for over 70 years now,
Mhm.
and it's been widely accepted that they date to this period from as early as the 2nd century BCE to the 1st century, like this 300-year period. Widely accepted. His friend's a fucking moron if he thinks that they're all
that they're all 1st century.
Yeah, is that what he's saying? It sounds like that's what he's saying.
From the early period, also in dispute. One of my friends think that they actually date from the earliest Christian period, the 1st century of the Common Era, 1st century AD. I think they're earlier.
You
That's
think
just
they're
my
before or
opinion.
after Christ?
Before.
That's
Before.
not
Yep.
that's not controversial. That's not special. Most scholars think they predate. So what? Oh my god.
Thalassiolon, Anarchodapatilis.
Thylacoleon.
Fuck off. Just fuck off. Okay. I mixed my wine with rye tonight, and I had a beer. So, anyways, looked up Hansen and apparently has a totally legitimate PhD. So that's interesting. And he teaches at the University of Central Florida. Still at the University of Central Florida. Which is also very interesting. But I am, this is the sort of thing that we're unaccustomed to. People with legit credentials spouting bullshit.
But they talk about a Christ.
They talk about a teacher of righteousness who
Not a
will come,
Christ.
I'm shocked.
and basically a messianic figure.
No.
A teacher of righteousness, by the way, who was slain.
No.
No.
Yeah, but basically yes, though, right?
Yeah, really. Have you considered nuh-uh?
No.
Didn't consider
No. So not well, I mean, the teacher of righteousness was slain. Yes.
Was it Socrates?
No.
Did he come back to life after 3 days, Kip?
He sure as fuck did not.
Huh, weird.
And I don't think that they I don't think that they would have called him. Well, they would. So here's the thing: in the Dead Sea Scrolls, when you see this term Messiah, Mashiach, they use it differently, right? They use it for the writers and collectors of the Dead Sea Scrolls. A Mashiach was a prophet who wrote scripture. That's what it was. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but words change meanings over time, and among different groups of people, they can take on different meanings. So among the people who wrote and collected the Dead Sea Scrolls, I would agree that they probably saw the teacher of righteousness as a Mashiach, as a Messiah, but they meant something different than like they had other terms, like they called the Messianic figure, like the person who is going to deliver them in the last days, the ruler in the last days of the Jewish community. They called him like the Nasa Edah, like the ruler of the congregation. They called him Ben David, the son of David. They called him Nasi, the prince. So they didn't really actually call him the Messiah. So like, yeah, words are important.
and yet who will come back?
Is it possible that someone
Yet who
like
will
Jesus,
come back?
Yet who will
Yeah,
come back?
just-
What are you talking about?
Gonna slide that in there.
Just throw it in there. No, it's nowhere. It's nowhere in there.
knew about the contents of the Dead Sea Scrolls and decided to act it out? That it was like a script for him to become part of what they were talking about.
And that also dovetails with this Dead Sea Scroll in stone that talks about this mysterious character who will rise in 3 days. We think that's the right reading of it. Will rise in 3 days. Is this perhaps a script that the historian?
God damn it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
So
Jesus
go ahead.
Okay.
actually knew of and said, this is going to actually come to pass in myself. And I'm not talking as a Christian believer or not, we're just scholars, but that's entirely possible.
You're just a scholar.
All right, bud.
That's it. He's just a scholar, guys.
Yeah.
Just forwarding his scholarly ideas. And as we know, because none of this would fucking pass peer review, that means it actually passed peer review.
I'm sorry. I know you probably already read this, but I just wanted to laugh at it again.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Just for clarification, this is all just bullshit. No, the teacher of righteousness was not coming back from the fucking dead. What the fuck is that? And no, Jesus was not reading the Dead Sea Scrolls and acting out what he was seeing in there. Because here's what actually happened. In the 1990s, when the Dead Sea Scrolls were made widely available for the first time, a bunch of evangelical Christian scholars got their hands on them and very quickly, reading through some of the things that they saw in the text, said, "Oh my God, this looks just like some of the stuff that happens in the New Testament." And they ran with that for a while. This is the kind of stuff that you read in some of the stuff that was published in the 1990s. But I don't know if it works like this in the sciences tab, but in the humanities, scholarship works at a snail's pace. It's slow.
Typically.
Yeah. It took years for people to kind of finally, look more closely at what's going on in a lot of these texts and comparing them more broadly to texts that they're reading and discovering that it's not that. Like, to be clear, one of the interesting things about the Dead Sea Scrolls is they show that there is a milieu of Jewish scripture interpretation that was inherited by the writers of the New Testament, right? Like, they're arriving at some of the same conclusions, but not all of the same conclusions, right?
Yeah.
As the writers and collectors of the Dead Sea Scrolls. So,
in science, I would actually watch it when a new sensationalist claim comes out. Those can get checked pretty quick, and so do you guys remember that thing last year, 2 years ago, or whatever, about the room temperature superconductor? Like that. Immediately, labs all across were trying to recreate it, and there was a little bit of uncertainty, and looks like it wasn't a thing.
Go figure.
And yeah, but you had people trying within weeks to reproduce and do their own stuff like that, and that's sort of like the ideal. But it's also the sources are a lot like you don't need somebody else's experiment. You can build your own experiment and do it. Whereas if you don't have the source like texts, I don't know if those are all available and stuff. But yeah, so generally you don't have horrible stuff just sitting out there unchallenged for years on end. So
I suspect there's probably more people working on actual shit too than working on like arcane silly texts from antiquity that shouldn't have any kind of bearing on modern life, right? So yeah. I don't know.
You said it, not me.
I did. I don't know what this means, Jester. Something's.
Oh, this. Are you saying that him holding up the scare quotes is? You should make this the thumbnail for.
That's.
Which is valid.
100%. Dead Sea Scrolls provide a context for the New Testament, kind of like Ugarit and the like provides a context for biblical studies. So, Cuneiform guy says there is a room temperature superconductor. It's only good for 0.01 centimeters. It's called graphene sheets.
Yeah, I mean, graphene is weird. Yeah.
Is it weird? Okay. So, all right.
Was this script that Jesus was acting out? This was a tradition that was in place even for a century or more, yes, prior to him. And he said,
Anna. Incredible.
I'm the guy. Now is the time.
Would be brilliant on his part.
Sure.
If that's the case.
Sure.
Brilliant.
I would like to think of it, though, as more godly. Wouldn't you?
Oh! So,
I tell you, there's...
Wow. So, George Norrie is making... So, choosing between Jesus planned all of this to align with stuff that he's reading in the Dead Sea Scrolls, as compared and contrasted to God done it. George Norrie's going with God. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah.
That's
okay.
I mean that's what I'm picking up. He's staring into my soul.
That's
reason to believe that Jesus
that's just mean, Miranda. George looks like
ouch.
Yeah.
Wow.
His own mystical side, and was in tune, along with another group I like to identify him with, ancient Hasidic Jews. Mm-hmm. We know of modern Hasidic Jews.
Wait,
Hasidic Jews.
What?
What the fuck?
Are those like ordained to
That's
seems?
like saying,
yes,
like
yes,
that's
it
like
is totally ordained to
saying ancient Methodism came about in a specific time and place. There are no ancient ones. Hasidism is like 200 years old, maybe 300 at the out. It's like you can't have ancient ones. Oh my god, this is
no.
Well, hold on. Have you considered time travel?
So I will remind you guys that this gentleman has a fucking PhD and teaches at the University of Central Florida. Oh, he's
Oh,
Florida.
he's a Florida man.
Florida. So he's a he's Florida man. Oh no. Oh no. Wow. Wow.
With their black coats and black hats and side curls. Most people don't realize there was an ancient group of them as well.
No, there weren't. No, there were not.
What were they wearing, Ken?
They were not wearing modern hats and coats and payas and what? No, asshole, they weren't.
Maybe they had a monocle.
Yes.
They were wearing like Eastern
called
European fur hats anciently. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Yes.
God, my father. And this is, in Judaism, we call this chutzpah. It's like brazen effrontery to call God my father.
Really?
We don't say that.
Wow.
It's not.
Really?
Actually,
no,
it's not.
It's not.
Different. What is he talking
And
about?
I mean, you think that's chutzpah?
There's a lot of chutzpah here.
Bam! Isn't it Micah who said the Hasidus perish from the land?
Boom! Boom! Yes. So, in the so-called self-glorification hymn, the writer says that I am among the sons of the gods. That's chutzpah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I'm ancient Hasid.
But they did.
Wow.
They had that kind of intimate connection with the divine. And sure enough, Jesus uses the same words in his own mouth. My Father. I place him in the league
Wait
with
a
those
minute.
ancient Hasidic.
Is he saying
Wait,
that?
hold on. Let him finish his sentence. It's really funny.
All right, okay. All right, we're going to let him
Jews
finish.
Okay.
who were place him in the league with those ancient Hasidic Jews who were definitely seeking for this divine connection. There are stories.
So Jesus was one of the ancient Hasidic Jews.
Apparently.
Jesus was. This tracks. Wait, because if he was an ancient Hasid, he would have spoken pre-Yiddish.
Yes. Yes.
We were like, where would pre-Yiddish come from? It's the ancient Hasidim. Also, yeah, I don't know if this guy at that time was a recent convert or not, but we have one of the most like well-known liturgies that's going to be said called Our Father, Our King, Avinu Malkeinu, and we say that during Yom Kippur. Avinu Malkeinu. It's just the whole thing, and he's like, it's an affront to God to call him Father.
No, dude.
Why is Avinu Malkeinu centuries old? Why has it been set to like modern melodies and people sing it every year?
Wow.
What does he think Avinu means?
Oh.
Of divine healings going forth from some of these ancient characters. One of them, we're told, could even bring rain. He would stand in a circle and refuse to move from it until it rained.
He's talking about Honi, the circle drawer.
Do you
know about Honi, the circle drawer?
No.
This is one of the coolest pieces of Jewish lore ever.
Yes. So he was a very popular mystic, charismatic prophet in what I think from around the same time, like 1st century BC, 1st century CE. I don't know exactly around the same period of time. And he used to be able to bring rain. Like he was called Honi the circle drawer because he would draw a circle and he would stand inside of it and he would say prayers and then ta-da, rain. Amazing.
What was his turnaround time?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It's in the Talmud. It's in Tanit 23. There's so much stuff written about Honi the circle maker. It's like,
what was his turnaround time? Like from circle to rain? Like how?
I don't know. They don't talk about that.
Because like if it's like a day every time, then you know the first 10 times it's luck, but after that I'm gonna be like, I mean, either that's just how the climate works here, or you know what's going on. Because you know like I can be convinced of these things if you bring the goods.
We
Oh
do
boy.
control weather. On my battle jacket, I have a little patch right here. It says secret. What's it?
Oh, we need to do this.
Secret Jewish Space Laser Core.
I gotta
and then
see this.
underneath it says Mazel Tough. Really, Mazel Tov.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they have some with a ribbon underneath that you can get it, and it says Goyim Division.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I hated it. God damn it.
When cutting back to this reaction phase from what you just said,
I just pasted
he's scared
in
by you.
the link to Tractate Tanit or Seder Tanit, where you can read about.
Oh,
Honi's.
there we go. Or read about Honi, the circle jar.
Oh.
Everyone should read it.
They tell lots of stories about Honi the Circle Maker. It's pretty
Honi's,
cool.
Honi's badass.
A lot of lore.
Yes.
Oh.
They love that guy.
during a drought. And sure enough, it rained. And this is before Jesus. So Jesus was not the only one who had this kind of, shall we call it, Kabbalistic or
Knowledge.
mystical, mystical side to him.
That's
So
fair.
many people
That's
say,
good.
Ken, you're in end times right now. It's over for all of us. Where are we with that?
Where are we with that? Well, somebody asked a great rabbi, when will the Messiah come? When will the end be?
So
And
is
he
this guy
answered,
Messianic?
I think this. I thought he was just a
starting to get the
Christian.
vibes. Well, he converted
Okay.
to Judaism.
Oh,
Somebody
did
was
he?
talking about that in the chat, and he said in
Oh,
our
I missed
tradition
that.
in Judaism. So I'm like, is he Messianic? What's going on here?
Okay.
He has a Wikipedia page. And it says Hansen was raised an evangelical Christian but converted to Judaism as an adult.
Huh.
Feels kind of messianic.
So he might still have some of that Team Jesus on him.
Team
that's
Jesus.
Team Jesus.
Yeah. Could be. Hey guys,
I mean-
look who's here. Chrissy's here.
Chrissy!
Good to see you, Chrissy. Thanks for stopping in to say hello at an ungodly hour in the place that you're at. So good to see you. Smells like Team Jesus. It certainly does.
every day. But when can you give me a clue? And he said, when we make the world ready to receive him. That's the human goal. That's
not
our
ready for
burden.
that yet.
We have to actually repair the world to a point
Okay,
where
so
we're ready
he's
to
talking about
receive
Tikun
him.
Olam. That's very Jewish.
About
Mashiach,
what?
the anointed one.
Sorry, do you say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's referring to the concept. This is a Kabbalistic concept, by the way, which is mysticism. That Jews have kind of this responsibility to help contribute to repairing the broken things in the world, and that's called Tikkun Olam, is like repairing the world or repairing the cosmos. So when you're helping other people and you're doing kindness and generally causing other people in the environment to flourish, it's said to be like a form of repair. So I don't think anyone would disagree that a lot of shit's broken in this world.
Fair.
And our methods of fixing
One
it
who will
vary
s-
wildly.
Sit on David's throne. I can tell you that traditional Judaism, and that includes modern Judaism, tends to shy away from eschatology.
Traditional Judaism includes
Traditional
modern
Judaism. Modern Judaism. What is he talking about?
I do not know. I mean, there's
That doesn't make sense. Like, that's not a
no, it
coherent.
doesn't.
And the end time. And why is that? Because Judaism, as it's evolved and developed through the centuries, wants to focus on the here and now. It's life right now that's important. How we live
I agree
today.
with that.
And if we live correctly, if we live well, the good life, the Chaim HaTovim, we say in Hebrew, then the world to come will take care of itself. But Jews talk about this as the world to come, and it is an important affirmation in Judaism all through the centuries, from the days of the great Rabbi Maimonides all the way to the present. I believe with perfect faith, said Maimonides, in the coming of the Messiah. This is essential. There is a world to come because, let's face it, we're messed up. Now, when will that...
I can't let him go for too long.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I was going to say, thank you, Chrissy. Traditional Judaism, glad to know that we finally found this mythical religion that no one could target.
Right.
I literally the other day was listening to someone talk about how we don't know what original Hebrew was. We don't know what it means or how it was pronounced. And it's just this like incomprehensible thing. Like, no, we actually do know those things.
We actually do.
And yes, initially the idea of Tikun Olam was fulfilling the mitzvot or the commandments. But as with all traditions and communities and religions, it develops over time. And the more modern understanding is that not just doing commandments, but just general positive things will contribute. Which is the interpretation I prefer. But
It's a good one.
No doubt about that.
No doubt about that. When will it be? Well, that gets into one branch of Judaism called Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. And
that's not
the
a branch of Judaism.
Branch.
Kabbalah is just a mystical, like, set of texts and practices and philosophies. Any Jew from any branch can do it. Like,
mystics have generally felt that history is a 6,000-year cycle. And if you actually go back and do the strict biblical chronology, we're already in the year 57, 76, we're getting on. And we've got another couple of centuries plus before we actually get to the final year. Now that's according to strict mystical Judaism, Kabbalah.
So we don't have to...
I mean, this overlaps a little too much with like dispensationalism, where there's like
Right.
6 or 7 like
Yeah.
ages of humanity, and like I don't
Yeah.
trust him to
Like
discern between
he
those.
feels it feels like we're getting an evangelical cosplay of Judaism.
It's very strange.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. And I mean, not just. I mean, Simone is it's dying.
I'm really
over
glad
here.
that there's THC mitigating all of this nonsense.
Yes.
Strict mystical Judaism, Kabbalah. I'm glad we're just daisy chaining words together.
Yes, we are.
Word salad. We're making our own Dead Sea Stone.
to worry about it right now, do we?
But then again, who knows? Because that's just one interpretation. And the thing about Judaism is that there are many
Interpretations?
and I like that. And that's what's nice about it, because no one can say, and you can't say you're wrong, I'm right. Who knows?
Wow.
We
God
don't want them
only
to...
I mean, there are lots of times we can just say you're fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, you can.
Even the rabbis are happy to say you're fucking wrong, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're comfortable telling each other that we're wrong. Why wouldn't we tell other people? Like,
So misinterpretations is going to sleep.
what is this pasty ass bowl of sour cream?
Kenneth,
This is George Nori, who you know.
Yeah, but I think you're referring to this guy, right?
Chrissy, this is Dr. Kenneth Hansen.
Yes.
Yes.
It is. That is very accurate. Well said.
You can't say you're wrong, I'm right. Who knows?
We
God
don't want them
only
to be
knows.
right. We don't want it,
exactly,
do we?
And there are other interpretations that would put the end.
You know, I like him for saying that
Starting
though.
to get into
Like
blue
people,
steel there.
people who crave the end times, like, kind
Yeah.
of scare the
Yeah.
shit out of me a little bit.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yay, everyone's gonna die and starve. Like, you're a sociopath. I hate this.
Yeah.
Much nearer. After all, there are major milestones. There is the rebirth of the Jewish state in the year 1948 after
48.
2,000
Oh my God.
years.
That is not a fulfillment of prophecy. That was an intentional decision made by human beings for political purposes. That is not a freaking... I hate this. This is literally just the modern version of Divine Right of Kings.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Of
Started,
dispersion
right?
and
The
suffering.
nation-state version.
Then, of course, there's the
Jesus.
reunification of Jerusalem in 1967.
That's
the
disgusting.
June
That is disgusting. The reunification of... Girl, are we going to just start talking about apartheid and occupation now? Because
Probably. Yeah.
he's over here like, the reunification. You mean like you can ethnically cleanse entire neighborhoods? Okay. Yeah, I hate this shit.
1967
So the signs are
war.
there.
So, yes, the signs are there.
Signs are there.
The Essene community was an
All right.
All right.
Wait a
I
minute.
think that
This is. Hold on a second. So the channel name is what is the channel? We can. I'm.
Greg,
It's Greg
Braden.
Braden.
we're
this
coming up
guy-
on. Yeah.
I thought this was Greg Braden, but this
I
is
think-
William Henry.
Yeah, that's William Henry. He's the Ancient Aliens guy.
Yeah. So who's Greg Braden with his almost 1 million?
He's probably just uploading other
Oh,
people's stuff.
Okay.
This guy, I guess.
But I don't know.
He wrote
Maybe this is a-
Pure Human, the most anticipated book of the year.
Is it though?
Well, I mean, until Richard Carrier's, I mean, I don't even. What's it called? The
Toilet paper?
Yep.
the one he just wrote. But wow, yeah, this guy looks familiar too.
Obsolete paradigms. That's what you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Obsolete paradigms. Thank you. So wow, what year
But,
was that? Sorry,
what
we
year
were
was-
gonna say-
Do you want me to go back to the other thing?
Nah, don't worry about it. So you were gonna say something about William.
I was
Henry.
gonna say I think that that basically that concludes the
the
interview
Ken
portion, 'cause it-
Hansen portion.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then this guy goes on. So I think
Wait, I know this guy. This jackal wrote a paper at a hack historical Jesus conference claiming that Jesus was an Ayn Randian libertarian. I am not joking. Full on quoted Ayn Rand.
which guy?
William Henry?
The Greg. No, I think probably
Are you
this
talking
guy.
about William Henry or Greg Braden? Tell us, Chrissy. William Henry or Greg Braden? I just look at him and I think of Wolverine. Like,
Oh boy.
How dare you insult Wolverine like
I
that?
know, but he kind of looks. He's got an ancient Hugh Jackman sort of look about him.
He just looks like 90-year-old William Fichtner with a beard.
Oh, dude,
Google
this
that.
looks
Sorry.
fun.
I'm right.
Sorry.
AI as the new spiritual authority.
That's you guys haven't covered that one yet. on,
I mean,
Maya.
I'd be more likely to look at this one.
Maya, are you still awake? It looks like there's a whole bunch of. Oh, he's got one
There's
about
a lot.
Yahweh there. Scroll up
Oh.
again.
The
This
forbidden
forbidden code.
Is that just Yahweh?
The word there is
That's
Yahweh.
The way that
Yeah.
you spell it in Hebrew, but it's like, what is forbidden? By the way, just while I'm thinking of it, no, Jews do not forbid ourselves from reading Isaiah 53. If you hear someone say that, they're fucking lying.
Hey,
I don't
Chrissy.
even think I've ever heard that.
Chrissy, if you're,
This is
if
a
you're
thing that apologists or missionaries sometimes they'll say, "Oh, the Jews forbid you to read Isaiah 53 because it's really about Jesus. Look, it's so obvious." I'm like, no, we read it and we know it's about Israel. The text itself says this is about Israel. So okay, cool. Just
you're not allowed to
lie
read
about
it,
this
Vish.
more.
Liar.
Oh.
You're not allowed.
Try telling me, first of all, a Jew, second of all, an Aquarius Jew, try telling me I can't do something and then watch me do it.
Chrissy has
hands-on.
clarified. Ken Hansen wrote the paper about how Jesus is Ayn Rand, apparently. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi Hana. Well, how's it secret and forbidden if everyone talks about it?
Yes.
Exactly.
So
ridiculous. It's
all
like,
right.
they're hiding in plain sight. Then what? No. Hate this.
See, Nitty would be asleep by this point. At
Libertarian
9:50.
and anti-Semitic. I'm so glad that we finally figured out like the roots of pre-Yiddish. It was obviously spoken by the
Oh, the whole time it was right there, right?
right there.
It was
Yeah.
right there. We just didn't see it. We didn't know it.
Just couldn't
So
see it, yeah.
wow. But I think it's probably time to shut her down. So yeah. Are you're
as far as I know.
Yeah, on Bad Science Sunday tomorrow. You do you even know who your guest is on Bad Science?
I
Sunday
don't
tomorrow?
remember.
Are you
off the top
serious?
of my head. I never know.
I know.
Is
and
it
I
you?
think no, and I think Vish knows. You know, don't you, Vish? Who's on Bad Science Sunday
What?
tomorrow? It's a Dapper Dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
Is
Okay.
on Bad Science Sunday tomorrow.
Well, I should have worn the shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, you should. You're gonna have to wash it.
Wash it
now.
and wear it again.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Or
You
I can
can do
lie
it.
about it.
Or do what I did in college and just spray Febreze on it and leave it like to dry. College students.
Okay, man, I never even did that. Damn.
Did you guys notice? I didn't even see this. Lil has changed her name to Lil of all trades, and thank you for the treats for Dagan. Much appreciated. He is not in the room, so I will find him and
He's off
treat him.
scourging the Philistines, right?
Yes, of course. Or trees, Philistines, trees, cardboard boxes, all the same thing. So
what happened?
yeah. So yeah, so you're on Bad Science Sunday tomorrow with Maya and Dapper Dinosaur. So everyone should tune in because that's going to be a good time. And yeah, and Vish, you've got some stuff coming up with Chrissy, I think, right?
Yeah, we did before Chrissy had to focus, rightfully so, on finishing the master's degree. We're cooking something on the history of blood libel as an anti-Semitic trope, among other topics. So tune in. We'll let you know when it's coming out. We just, obviously, the degree comes first. So,
of course. All right, and here, I will. We'll do a
Buy the book.
We'll do some. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
book.
Buy the book.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
It is good.
And yeah, we'll do something. We're doing Hebrew on Thursday night, but we'll probably do something on Friday. I don't know what yet, but there will be something. So keep your eyes open, everyone. And until then, hot tikva.
You literally are talking about.
We did miss a chat from Kip. Mark pointed out. Yeah, Kip never says anything important.
Oh, that's because that was during
The
when
Dead Sea Scrolls were written thousands of years ago, Kip. Nobody cares.
Okay, so Kip, I'm not reading this one.
I'll read it.
No.
I'm heading to bed very satisfied in the unimpeachable fact that the Oilers suck. Wow. Good night, everybody. And he's left, so you can't even reply. He dropped the mic. That's it. It's the only reference we need to make to that tonight. Moving on.
Yeah, fuck. All right.